Hi Flosstube friends, how are you? I've missed you. Come on over. Today is Thursday, October 1st, and I have fresh coffee and fresh coffee cake. Okay, I forgot to bring it in here. Okay, close your eyes and let me explain to you the deliciousness of this coffee cake. They're made in little individual cups. There's a pebbly top with a little light dusting of powdered sugar and a really rich, lush cream cheese filling, and the texture is moist and delicious. Okay, it's from a Stray Kitchen. Her name is Alicia, and she's my friend's daughter, and she has a beautiful blog, excellent photography, fabulous recipes, and they're all gluten-free, so you will enjoy every single one you try. And you go there for the coffee cake recipe, but then you're going to see the breakfast tater tot sausage. Oh, it's really, she has some really great recipes, so I'll link it below so you can go check it out. Okay, I did remember to bring a bowl of tomatoes, what I picked last night. Okay, we're still picking tomatoes, so thanks for all your comments about the gardening. Maybe next year we can share more tips and ideas so that each of us can be better gardeners. But yeah, it's still going strong. I picked some peas and beans. I'm a little bit tired of eating beans. Less planting of beans next year. I planted 4 plants and 4 seeds, and the beans have been prolific this year, so even more so than the zucchini, I must say. Okay, that quilt behind me is called a thank you quilt, and I made it for Mr. Wright. It is machine pieced and hand quilted, and that's the one that I gave him to say thank you when I had a big surgery, and it was one of my first times driving. I drove it to the restaurant and gave it to the maitre d' and asked them to hide it and please bring it out for dessert. So I didn't remember anything that happened during the lunch. I just was so nervous and excited that they would bring it out, and they did, and he was super excited and surprised, and everybody was so happy to see it. So that's an oldie but a goodie, and it was fun to make for him, and tried to make it a little more masculine colors. So anyway, okay, so how are you? I missed you. I loved all your comments. Ooh, I wanted to say thank you for all your painting comment, all my painting. Ooh, hold on. I think I brought, okay, you want the quick run through? All right, look. I've been painting pumpkins, a wildflower bouquet, some daisies, a plump bird. I've decided that I'm not really a bird girl. I love birds. I'm not very good at painting them. Oh, more daisies. Really plump birds. Oh, some loose roses. More pumpkins. Ooh, the dry brush. I didn't really care for that. Oh, leaf. Starting to practice my leaves. Some more sunflowers. But anyway, thank you for all your encouragement. I really, really appreciate it. It was fun to hear all your comments. And some ideas of painting some cards or postcards and mailing them to people. I'm not quite brave enough yet to mail those out, but I love the idea. So I'll keep practicing. And then when I get really good, or better, maybe I can send one your way. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about some previous finishes. This one is an oldie but a goodie. Boris. Can you see Boris? Oh, there you go. This is Boris by Plum Street Samplers. I did it in 2016. Love that guy. I smile every time I see him. Makes me laugh. But I just thought for Sampler September, we'd show some oldies but goodies. Sampler September was fun. I loved it. I thought it was really good. Okay, my basket's clear over here, so I'm going to be like reaching every single time. This one. Okay, the Red Heart Sampler by Lottie Da. I did this one in 2005. And it says June 14th, but my guess is I didn't finish it that day. That's one of my son's birthdays, and so You know me, I'm always trying to put a little clue or a hint or something that would grab their attention so that they take it instead of put it in the goodwill pile. I don't know. Anyway, but I love that border. I mean, it was very repetitive, but it turns out so beautiful. So worth it, really. That was a good one. That was a really good one. Oh, you see my pumpkins there, huh? Can you see them all? Remember, I promised that I'd teach you how to make some pumpkins? Okay, first, let's talk about Cynthia Brew and the Great Pumpkin SAL for the month of October. Okay, first of all, Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts and Christy from Crosshatch Quilting, in conjunction with Cynthia Brew from Stitching in the Light, they're hosting the Great Pumpkin SAL for the month of October. And so the idea was that we're all going to stitch pumpkins or make pumpkins. There you go. You get to make some pumpkins. I'm going to teach you how in just a minute. And they are having a drawing, a raffle. There are 20 or maybe 25 drawing prizes, and you can if you make a donation to the Freedom Shield Foundation to help combat human trafficking, and I think it cost about $1,500 to rehabilitate one of the folks that they save and help them with some counseling and different things. And so they were hoping that we could raise enough money to help one person. So you go over to that. I'll link it below. You go over to that foundation, you make your $5 donation, and then your name gets put in the hat for all the raffle prizes. And so I'm donating a raffle prize. I thought I would show you. Okay, so remember, I made this. Okay, I filled it up here. Let's see. Okay, so I made this project bag. Okay, but it has a big old fat pumpkin on the back. Cute little pair of scissors. I put a couple bags of tea in there. Oh, there's a really cute little necklace. It's a pumpkin, but I thought it could also be some little jewelry for your thread drops. Okay, I put that in there. Ooh, then I made a small notion bag with the pumpkin on the front. Or it could be for one of the patterns that's the smaller pattern. So it's a smaller project bag. And then I made a little needle book to go along with it. So you can put your needles or pins in here. There's a little pocket on both sides. So that'll be in there too. So on October 31st, Cynthia is going to draw the names of the winners for all of the prizes. And then once she draws a name, then each of us just send our prize to the person. So it works out really great. But for every $5 you donate, you get your name, a ticket put in the hat. And that's how they're going to pick, the names out of the hat. They'll pick that for the drawing. So Cynthia's been putting up the name or the different prizes on Instagram. So if you go over there to her channel, you can see all the different prizes and what you could maybe win. So it's kind of fun. There's some beautiful things. Oh my gosh, I saw Kathleen's Trodden Trail. She's hooking a rug with a big fat pumpkin. It's so cute. So if you go over to her channel, I kind of feel like I want to put my name in that hat because it's so cute. It's so cute. Okay, I promised you I'd teach you how to make those pumpkins. Okay, let's see. Why did I make those pumpkins? Let's see. About 27 years ago, our oldest son was in a play called Your Good Man, Charlie Brown, and we had to come up with a big, huge pumpkin patch and be able to get it off stage quick or bring it on stage quick, and we just really couldn't push huge pumpkins across the stage and back and forth. So we came up with this idea of making these paper bag pumpkins. Okay, so remember, you just have to get, I said you had to have a paper bag. Okay, so you take your paper bag, and I'm just going to use a small one as an example. Okay, so you got all your paper bags open. You're going to spray paint the bottom half orange, or maybe the bottom 2/3. Yeah, the bottom 2/3 orange, and then the top of the pumpkin, about 1/3 of the pumpkin, green. And so you do it, you don't have to be really, it doesn't have to be perfect. So you have all these bags, you spray paint them. Okay, and then you take all of these grocery sacks that you have. Okay, you've been saving them from the grocery store. Okay, crunch them all up, put them inside the bag, and that's what fills those bags up. Now, if you put these on your front porch, make sure you put a big rock or a brick in the bottom so they don't blow away. But for all the other pumpkins, just fill them full of your crushed up paper bags you have left over, or your grocery sacks you have left over. Okay, so you put them in there. Okay, I am not going to do it right now because I'll get paint on my hand, and I don't want to touch my cross stitch with that. But you can see the pumpkins. You take the top and you just twist and twist and twist until you get a little stem. And then, okay, I can put this down now. You saw how I made it. That was the whole class. And then these wire, okay, it's called bendable, I don't know if that's a word. Oh, Lord. Bendable faux moss wire. Okay, I got this at Hobby Lobby. But I've used raffia in the past. I've used brown raffia, that kind of blonde color. I've dyed some green. Pretty much whatever you have to make kind of a vine that goes around. And so I've made displays in school libraries, on the top of a file cabinet, my husband's office, at the entrance, you know, the receptionist desk. You can put a lot of pumpkins there. It's kind of fun. It's a lot of talk. Everybody wants to talk about it. How'd you make them? How'd you make them? Now you know how to make them. So they're super easy to make. You can make a whole bunch of them. I use the brown lunch sacks. I've used the grocery sacks. Sometimes when you get mushrooms in the store, there's like a little bit different paper sack that you can use. And some turn out really, really orange, like this top one here. Some turn out more of a pale color. I suppose we could do some that were that teal color or white pumpkins. So pretty much it's your imagination, but that's it. That's the whole tutorial. Ta-da! Now you know how to make your own pumpkins. So it's really fun. Okay. There you go. That's my take on the Great Pumpkin SAL. I thought instead of stitching a pumpkin, I'd show you how to make those paper bag pumpkins. Okay, let's talk about some works in progress. Yeah, works in progress. Okay, I am working from Sampler September. I was working on Merrily, Merrily We Welcome Spring by Blackbird Design. Okay, and this is how far I got. Look at that little dog. He has a little red ball in his mouth. It's hilarious. Got a couple lines of alphabet. I've got some of the border. Oh, and then down here at the bottom. Okay, I'll peek underneath. Down here at the bottom, there are 4 birds that are in the border, and I'm going to put my grandchildren's initials beside them. So that's kind of fun. It's really fun. That little satin stitch at the bottom of that house turned out really fun. So, and you can just do a little motif here and there, and you feel like you're making lots of progress. That's sort of a good thing. Okay, this one I didn't iron because you're sitting on my ironing board right now, and I totally forgot till the last second. All right, this one is called Think of Me Sampler by Chessie and Me. There you go. And it's on 32 count Belfast linen called Limestone. So it has a little bit of a green tinge to it, which is sort of neat. It makes the blues look really great. So I just have the house started with some of the windows. And the sassy crow sitting on that key. That's kind of fun. So it's a small sampler, but it's really charming. I really haven't done many with blues and greens, but gosh, this fabric, it's kind of showing up pretty good. It kind of, yeah, it's pretty neat. So anyway, that was the called for fabric and thread. So it turns out really nice. Okay, let's talk about the Isabella Johnson sampler. Now remember, last time I was complaining that I didn't like it, and it was making me frustrated, and the fabric was making me crazy. So I cut it up. I cut 2 big holes in it to cut out what I had made. Oh wait, look what I made. I made this really charming, I can put this down now. I made this really charming needle book. And so I took the motif that I had stitched, and part of the border is stitched, and then I cut out the piece, and then the top here was one of the the number, and it says 2020 in there. So it has a little pocket. I put some fabric, it has a pocket. You can keep your needles in here, and it has a little pocket in the back. And I don't know if you can you see the stitching on there? Yep, there's some stitching and some of my some of the border that was on there. And then I just put some wool felt in the middle as the pages, and then you can use it as a needle book or pin book. So this is really, and I use this piece of, what is that? I don't know what that is. Piece of fabric that I used as the tie. So I took this that I didn't like anymore and I didn't want to stitch on, and I turned it into this needle book. Made me so happy to see this. But remember, I love that pattern. So I took, here's the Isabella Johnstone pattern. There you go. So there was that, there it is. There's that motif that I used and cut out for my needle book. Okay, so then I took the pattern. I bought some new fabric, some lighter colored fabric. And look what I did. I love the cow. That's my favorite part. So I decided not to start the way I did last time. I thought I would do something totally different. So I'm really happy. I'm happy with the same threads. I'm happy with that, but I did choose a lighter colored fabric. So it makes me really happy. That cow is hilarious. That's funny. So I took one sampler that I didn't really care for, chopped it up, and then I made a needle book out of that, and then I started the same pattern again. So yay! It turned out pretty nice. That makes me happy. Makes me very happy. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm probably shaking you because this is kind of heavy. Last time I promised you that I would give you a little review of my light. I stitch in hand. Okay, and I wrote down all the particulars. So let's see if I can move it over here so you can see. Okay, so I stitch in hand. Alright, so here's my light. It's called the Bright Tech Light View Pro 6. It has a large base, really heavy, 4 or 6 wheels, I think 4 wheels. So you can move it around really easily. Okay, let's see, let me tell you this. Okay, the lights in here are LED, so they don't get really hot. So when you're sitting there stitching, you're not like in the middle of summer, you would be too hot. It comes in black and it comes in white. I have the white, and I got it on Amazon for $119.99. But I'll link it all below so that you can see it. Okay, so here we go. It has a big long arm so that you can adjust this. You can see the light. It has a little handle here. Okay, so we can turn the light on. Or did I unplug it? I might have unplugged it. I think I unplugged it. Okay, it really does work, but I unplugged it when I moved it over. Sorry. Okay, so there's a magnifying glass that you can look through. You don't need the light if you don't want to. I mean, it's really, really clear. And then there's 4 or 8 different settings on the light so that you can pick and choose what you want. So anyway, okay, so that you can turn it and it can go right down to your stitching, or it can be above you if you just want the light. And I really like it. I've had it, when did I think I asked Santa for this for last year, and I really love it. I think it works beautiful. It's kind of heavy to pull around, so I only, I put it towards my stitching chair or wherever I'm going to be stitching, and then I leave it there. But I really like it. I give it 2 thumbs up. I think Stacy, the 911 stitcher, I think she uses it. I think she has a black one that she uses. I think Anna, Stitch Roadie, she uses one. So I'm super pleased with it. I use it every day. It's still working, usually if you plug it in. if you plug it in, the light works beautiful. So anyway, there you go. There you go. Okay, so, ooh, before I get to fully finished things, should I do fully finished things or Flosstube things? Ooh, let me talk about some Flosstube makers. Okay, I have 7 Flosstube makers that are, they're new to me, or I forgot to tell you about them, I think. I'm not sure. And there's a couple that they already have 9 or 10 or more videos, and I think I was under a rock. I don't know where I was, why I didn't know about them. But anyway, okay. So you can write them down, or I'll link them below. If you push that little arrow and you go down, you can see the names of all of them, and I'll put the hyperlink there, so you can just click right to them, and it'll go right to their videos. So I think you really like them. Okay, so we have 7 of them. All right, the first one, it's a pair. Terry and Jamie. They are mom and daughter. They're called the Cornhusker State Stitchers. Oh, they have great smiles. They talk about aviation, so you know I fell in love with that. They're really great stitching. They're really fun to listen to. They play off each other really well, so it's really enjoyable to listen to them. But they're showing lots of things that they did, previous finishes. So there's lots of eye candy to look at. You'll really enjoy them. Okay, next we have Bonnie, the log cabin quilter. She's a quilter, embroidery, and she's back to cross stitching. She used to cross stitch, now she's coming back to it. So it's kind of fun to listen to her, see all the new things and the the fancy floss and all the new gadgets and things. So it's really interesting I think that she would love any of our suggestions or ideas, and she has a great smile, nice spirit, really a pleasure to, have a cup of coffee and stitch with while she's chatting. Okay, next ones are, and they're new, Laurie and Deb, Stitching in the Valley, and they're from Dayton, Ohio, and they're 2 friends. You can tell they kind of tease each other, which I love. They have really great smiles, beautiful stitching. They're just dipping their toes into the Flosstube world, but I think that you'll really enjoy them. They're funny and fun, and you just have this feeling that if they make a few more videos, they're going to be hysterical. So anyway, I really enjoyed listening to them, and I found myself smiling and kind of swinging my feet when I was listening to them. So they're a couple good girls that you'll want to go check out. Okay, my next on my list is Crossed by Floss, and her name is Lisa. I've been living under a rock. I had no idea. I didn't even know her channel existed. She lives in Washington State like I do. So I don't know how I missed that. I don't know how that happens, where there's so many to look at. I'm listening, I'm trying to watch different ones when I'm stitching, and never even saw it. Anyway, she's really kind. She has a beautiful smile, great spirit, really lovely pieces that she's working on, and kind of shows you, she works on them for a little bit and then, shares. And anyway, I loved it. I thought it was fun. I smiled through the whole thing. Sorry, I didn't know where she was, but now that I'm out from under the rock, the air is fresh and beautiful. And no. It was fun. So go check out Lisa. Tell her I said hi. Okay, here's one, Oh to Be Purple. And her name is Sharon. And I love listening to her. And I don't really remember if I've told you all about her, but she's a gardener. She's so calm and kind. She's an animal lover. And she just really has this genuinely sweet, kind, calm spirit. She's doing this one called Stormtrooper. I think it's the same like that gal Jules. These are these huge cross-stitch pieces, and it is remarkable. It's so fun. I mean, I don't know if I would ever make something like that, but it is so fascinating to see. And each week that or maybe every other week. Anyway, when you see her progress, it's like amazing how many stitches she does. So anyway, I think you'll really enjoy her. So tell Sharon hi for me. Okay, Annie, the Joyfilled Stitcher. I don't know if I told anybody about this. I love Friday nights. She does a video. You get to sit down, relax after the week. It's so uplifting. Sweet spirit. She's kind. She is joyful. her name says it all. So tell Annie hi for me. She's a sweet, sweet girl. Such a sweet smile. Okay, and then this one, Molly. Molly has 9 videos. I don't know where I've been. I don't really know what I've been doing. Ooh, my earrings. Oh, I wore those to my youngest son's wedding. Molly, let's see. I love her stitching. Beautiful blackbird pieces. Oh, her name is Sensible Stitcher, Molly West. And she's got just different sizes. She uses linen and different sizes of fabric. She has a beautiful smile. So she has 9 videos for us to enjoy, and I have not seen them all. So I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, there's 9 Flosstube makers that I thought might make your life a little bit happier and fun and good. And I don't know why I missed some of them. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Let's talk about some finishes. Oh, I better take this out of here. Okay, this was fun. This was super fun. It went really fast. It is called Ever So Grateful by Threadwork Primitives. It only has 4 colors. All right, and I'm finished, but not fully finished. Okay, so I'm trying out some fabrics. I have this velvet. I was kind of thinking that might be kind of a thing. I saw this gray with some leaves and this background of these trees might be cute on the back. I saw some rickrack. I saw a little tag that someone had made me. I don't know. I was thinking maybe some ruching around the edge with some rust-colored beads, or I haven't quite decided how I wanted to finish it, but oh, it was really fun, and the turkey is really hilarious. It's super charming. So, and of course, I changed the word "so" to "so grateful." So. It's really fun and really, really, it was really quick. It was fun and easy and quick and done. So I just have to kind of like set it up in my sewing room, and so then every time I see it, I kind of like, do I want to make it with some buttons, or do I want to make it a little snazzier, a little more fun, fancy? I don't know. I haven't quite decided, but I think that velvet is, I'm going to maybe use that on the bottom. I don't think I want to frame it. I think I want to make it into a pillow, but maybe taller so it can sit up in a display a little bit better, or I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that part out. So, let's see. What else did I finish? Oh, the needle book, and oh, my basil and salt. Okay, here's your next project. Just some little jars. So we're almost at the end of the gardening season. So I have all this basil, all this parsley. So I'm preserving. Here's my parsley salt, and here's my basil salt. All right, so all you do is you take your fresh basil. Let's just talk about the basil. Fresh basil, fill up your food processor, chop, 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 and then you just fill it in with salt. Back in your jar, you do a layer of salt, layer of basil, layer of salt, and then you can just shake it all up. Same thing with all that fresh parsley you have. Okay, so the salt acts as a preservative. You can keep it. I keep it in the refrigerator, but you don't have to. The salt is preserving it. And then this winter, when you go to make soup or a beautiful enchilada or whatever you're making, you just use, instead of using regular salt, you'll use a teaspoon of your parsley salt or your basil salt, and it adds that fresh flavor and that freshness of the basil. You know how you can't really dehydrate basil and parsley so that it keeps that fresh taste. I mean, it's dried and you can sprinkle it in, but it doesn't have that really fresh from the garden flavor. So this is the answer. This tastes just like it. So when you go to make some kind of dish and you're looking for a little bit of basil or parsley on, you know, some rice or something delicious, this adds that fresh flavor. And you got to, the entire food processor was filled with my basil, so I was able to process and preserve at least that much. So anyway, it's another way to use some of that extra stuff in your garden so that you can preserve it for the winter months. So yay, that's a good finish. That's a really good finish. Oh, I got this card. Look at this nice thank you card. It's from Linda. Linda's the one that won the project bag last time. She made that, she taped a little thing of tea in here, and then she has this, she wrote me a really lovely message, but I love this idea. She has this, uplifting scripture verse and a little poem and cute little, and she tucked it right inside the card. I love that idea. I just sort of feel like if you go to the trouble to send a card, I try to put a sticker or a feather, or I loved her idea of tucking that in. That made me so happy. So that was really nice. Okay. I have the nicest people. I have met. The whole purpose of me doing this Flosstube video making thing was because I wanted to make some new friends, and I'll be darned, I have made the best friends. I have a friend named Barbara. We met through this Flosstube video. She is Nutmeg Street Quilting on Instagram. She doesn't have a Flosstube video, but if you go to her Instagram page, she shows the most beautiful stitching. She is a brilliant cross stitcher. The pieces are beautiful, and her quilts take your breath away. They're so pretty. She sent me a whole package of things. Flea Market Souvenir by Blackbird Design. Hands-on Design, Twice Blessed. Look at that pumpkin. Grateful. She thought of me. Wasn't that nice? Souvenirs of the Heart. We're both stitching this one. Has a flag on there and a little bird. Oh, Old Glory. Little House Needleworks. Kind of looks like it could be very quick and fun. Okay, this one is La Di Da. It says Merry Christmas. And this one was Plum Street Sampler Cereal Bowl Collection. Make use of present time. I love those trees. And don't you love that lady's dress? It's so cute. Here's the thing. My friend Barbara has, her husband has, is very, very ill. And in the middle of all that, she sent me something? I don't know, it's crazy. But anyway, I'm asking you all, could you please lift Barbara and her husband John up in prayers of wellness and goodness, and send them good karma and white light and all the goodness that you can. They're really wonderful people. They're the good ones. They're the really good ones. And Barbara is the best. She's the person that you just want to sit and have a cup of coffee with at the bakery, and you sit there for 2 hours. You don't even know where the time went. It went so fast. So anyway, she's a good one. Thank you, Barbara. I really appreciate you thinking of me and sharing such goodness. It's the best. I'm so lucky. I'm very grateful. So thank you. Mwah. Okay, let's see. What else do I have here? Oh, look what I ordered. Teresa Koga, Pet All the Dogs. We're getting closer. We talked to a couple people. So we're getting closer about getting a dog. You know what? I have another friend, Jackie. Hi, Jackie. And we both love this pattern. And, you know, part of me wants to say, ooh, let's stitch together. Let's do a stitch along. But I know that'll be the curse. That'll be just, I can't do it. Every time there's a stitch along, I don't want to stitch it anymore. So I'm just going to ESP to her. I love this pattern. I'm going to order the threads. Won't that be interesting that we're stitching it at the exact same time? I do not want to do a stitch along. No. We're just going to be stitching, and happenstance, we're just going to be stitching the same thing. I love that red house. Look how big and beautiful that red house is. And all those dogs. Oh, and this pattern also has, I think it says hug all the cats or something about cats. So if you're a cat lover, then there's also a part of the pattern in here that you can switch and make it for kitty cats. So that's pretty nice of her to think of us like that. Did I forget to even say hi, my name is Daleen? If we haven't met yet. I think I did. Because I always say, oh, and I always say what I'm grateful for. And I'm down to the grateful part, and I think I forgot to tell you that. Ah, good gravy. I really don't want to make it over again. Okay, so let's recap. We have the delicious coffee cake that's sitting out there in my kitchen, and I'll make sure we have fresh coffee to go with it, or tea, whatever you want. And it's foggy and still smoky out. We have some of the California smoke coming our direction again, so that's not so great. But all right, let's talk about what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my stitching light. It's still right here. When it's plugged in, it works beautiful. I got a couple new books this week, or last week. Sacred Space by Angelo. Turning your house into a sacred space, a place you want to be, that you go, that's calm and collected. She has a million ideas of how to do that. Every single thing I've tried so far, I love. I was sitting outside, and what was the thing I loved about my garden shed? What didn't I like? I didn't like the dirty windows. I went out and washed the windows inside and out, and now every time I go out there, I'm so happy. It's a paperback book, super, super great. Lots of beautiful ideas and suggestions. We could all use a little tip or two of how to make our homes a little nicer that we want to. Well, we're kind of hanging out a lot in them. So anyway, then I got another book. I got it as a present. Okay, here's the thing. We went on date night. It was so nice. We went about 50 miles from here to go to a restaurant. It was fabulous. We stopped at the bookstore first. He gave me a present, the joy of botanical drawing. I got some watercolor pencils. You draw with them first, then you add water. So that's my next step. It's a really beautiful, beautiful book. But we had such a lovely dinner. It was so good to be in a restaurant with people laughing and talking, and the food was wonderful, and the waitress was great, and we got to sample some things, and it was so good for our heart and soul. So that was a good thing. What else am I grateful for? Oh, you know what I'm grateful for? Okay, a while back I talked to you about my veggie bags. You know those bags? We use about 10 pounds of vegetables and fruit a day at our house. We do lots of juicing, and I take these vegetable bags with me to the grocery store. I told you all about them. That's instead of bringing home plastic bag after plastic bag. That's what I use. But our grocery store won't let us use those anymore, so I have all these net bags that I wash every time I use. So, okay, that's a whole nother story. Anywho, I came up with a new idea. Instead of using them at the grocery store, I'm using them and I'm hanging them up in my garden shed because I'm using them to dry and get my seeds. There's my poppies, my purple poppies, and I'm saving all the seeds. Can you see the seeds have fallen out into the bottom there? I have beautiful marigolds. I've just picked the biggest ones that I could find that I loved. I love the colors. I love the size. And so this allows them to dry. The air goes right through the mesh bag so they don't mold or anything. And then I will be saving all of the marigold seeds for next year. I have a whole bunch of zinnias that are going to be... Oh, there's a couple seeds right there in the bottom I can see already. I'm just hanging them in the garden shed, and they're drying. The air is going to go through them so they won't mold or mildew. And then once they're dry, all the seeds will drop to the bottom. And then I can save them for next year for planting in my flower garden. So that's kind of a make lemons out of lemonade, that they won't let me use my bags at the grocery store anymore, but I certainly can use them in my garden. So if you bought those back when I told you to buy them, or I gently suggested that you buy some garden bags, or some vegetable bags, now you can use them for your flowers and things that you want to save the seeds for next year. So anyway, all right, this sort of felt like a hot mess, but oh well. Happy October 1st! Yay! We have a new month, new possibilities. Think of all the great things that might happen this month. I can hardly wait. So I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for all your kind comments and well wishes. Thanks for the encouragement about my painting and my gardening. And I promise we'll share all kinds of garden tips with each other. I hope you go home. I hope you make some pumpkins. I hope you dig around, find some paper bags, or next time you go to the grocery store, maybe you could get all your groceries in paper bags, and then you'd have a whole bunch of them, and you make your own pumpkin patch at your house. So I hope you're well. Take care. We'll see you soon. We'll chat soon. Okay, bye-bye.